Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is a wonderful Wednesday, the first Wednesday in a brand new month, but is the last month of the year 2024. Can you believe it? We are at the end of 2024, already thinking about 2025 and putting our plans in place and going to our classes and praying about what we want 2025 to look like. But I'm hoping that we'll take some time to still be present in this moment of 2024 and on this day, Wednesday, December the 4th. I'm on live today, moving past some comfort zone and perfectionism and all, just going for it because I felt the need to get back to doing some midweek, midlife meditation moments. And so I'm here. Had a couple of roadblocks on the way. Hit a button and messed up my IG live thing and would have had to start all over. But just decided to go ahead just like it is. So, hey, so glad that you will be able to watch this few moments of quieting our hearts and minds and our spirits as we are now in the throes of the Christmas holiday season. If you're celebrating, just coming off of the heels of Thanksgiving and going into Christmas and then preparing for the new year and New Year's celebrations, there's a lot going on with us and around us. And so I'm hoping that we will all take some time to breathe, get quiet, get still, and make sure that we don't miss the most meaningful moments during this time. So, what a better time than to stop in the middle of the week as enlightened men and women as we're living our lives and want to live the best life that we possibly can. So, the Enlightened Woman is a ministry, it's a business that focuses on Black women in midlife and making sure that we can see this as the most significant season of our lives, the season that we get to reprioritize ourselves. We get to reimagine what our life can be, and we get to redefine it. Because when we talk about midlife, and in particular, having to deal with menopause and or perimenopause, or even if you're quote unquote postmenopausal, as Dr. Sharon Malone says, we're never out of menopause. I was like, oh my God. But if you're in that and dealing with children or grandchildren or parents or your work or your business or wherever you are, especially in this season, the do's and the shoulds and the have dones and procrastination and feeling overwhelmed can be exacerbated during this season. So I thought it would be great to just stop midweek and have some moments of stillness and meditation. And so for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon that we are in Advent, right? So this is our Advent season. Um, it's been a minute, y'all, since I've been live and since I've been on StreamYard. And so I'm trying to get my bearings and get back to it. So welcome to Midweek Midlife Meditations. And we are in our Advent seasons, week one. Hold on to your hope. Hold on to your hope. So for those of you aren't familiar with Advent, which I wasn't, I did not grow up acknowledging Advent or talking about Advent, even though I grew up going to church. We didn't really focus on Advent, but became a part of a denomination for a season that really focused on the liturgical calendar, and then going to seminary, talked about the liturgical calendar. And I do find that it is a way for us to take a moment and have those meaningful rituals and remembrances to bring us back to ourselves. And so, Advent, for those of you who aren't familiar, is the 4 Sundays before Christmas that allows us to focus on the true meaning of this season, which is the birth of Jesus Christ and all that that means for humanity. And it is a reason for us not to get so caught up in the commercialism and the shopping and the preparation for families and family visit without preparing our hearts for receiving the gift of Jesus Christ. And subsequent to his birth, every generation focuses on it, preparing, even though he has come, lived, and died, resurrected, we still take the moment to prepare our hearts to remember what a gift it is. And it's usually remembered with four themes: hope, peace, joy, and love. So I want to just take a moment to talk to us about meditating on hope. I'm excited. My church and I are doing a U version devotion called Advent 25 Days to Christmas. And one of the ways that they acknowledge or describe hope is a definition that I'm now going to use from now on. It's called wholehearted, evidence based conviction that God is making the future better than the past or present. Wow. Hope, wholehearted, evidence based conviction that God is making the future better than the past or present. How powerful is that? I love that simple definition of hope, because hope means that no matter where you are presently, no matter what's going on with you in this moment or what has gone on in your past that could have been challenging, that our hope says that things can get better and will get better. That I keep believing, that I keep moving forward, that I keep praying, that I keep looking up, because I believe that God can continue to work in my life to make things better, not just for me, but for my family, for my community, and even for our nation. And so I thought a way to meditate and focus on that theme is hold on to your hope. Hold on to your hope. There are a lot of things that you can do without, but if you don't have hope that things can change, that things can get better, you will get stuck in a place that is not healthy for your mindset or even for your body and your spirit. And so we're going to just take a moment and acknowledge that it is very important for us in this season to reignite our hope, right? And here's a scripture that goes along with that that I love in Hebrews. Ever since I've been focusing on hope, I'm seeing hope everywhere, seeing hope in the Bible and text that I had not seen before. This one comes from Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23. Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep God's promise. Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted. And I love how the Passion Translation says, so now wrap your heart tightly around the hope that lives within us, knowing that God always keeps God's promises. For women in midlife, dealing with perimenopause or menopause, you're in that season where there's so much not just going on around you, but going on within you, in your body, dealing with all of the changes, even like brain fog, forgetting, hot flashes, just dealing with the body aches and pains, and you know the the symptoms run the gamut, and some of us deal with it um, lightly, and some it's more severe. And it can be frustrating, and it can create a level of stagnation, frustration, uh, overwhelm, feeling hopeless. Is this ever going to end? Am I going to be back to my um, vibrant, strong, excited self again? And the answer is yes. So I'm saying to you during this midweek, midlife meditation moment that we have to keep hope and hope alive, right? Uh, that says that what I'm dealing with presently and what I've dealt with in the past can look and be better, right? With a little bit of adjustment and changes, we can have hope that our strength, our vitality, our vibrancy still is a right? Our passion, our purpose, our power is still within. That's one of the founding principles of the Enlightened Woman, that we are not just mastering midlife, but we are mastering our midlife inner life. Because how strong we are within, how grounded we are within, will determine how we show up in the world without. hmm So, how do we do that, right? In a way to hold on to our hope for our health, for our mental health, for our relationships is one, reflect. Take a moment and reflect, not just on things that have not gone well, things that may be challenging or triggering you. Reflect on the fact that you made it through. Reflect on those things that you were able to accomplish, things that you were able to make it through, the fact that you're still standing, the fact that you're here in this significant season of your life. Take a moment and reflect on how far you've come, how much you have accomplished. I can tell you from experience that life can make you think you haven't done anything of, of significance and importance when you're looking at where you are right now. You begin to think that your good days are behind you, that you don't have anything to look forward to, when that is absolutely not the case. Reflect means take a moment and think about this whole year. I guarantee you've had more wins than you've had losses. You've had more opportunities to realize how amazing you really are. Think on those things and then refocus, right? Change what you are focusing on, refocus on the good. I know many of us have been disappointed. We're unnerved by what's going on in the political landscape, what's going on globally. I'm inviting all of us to refocus on um, those things that bring us joy, the small things, those intangibles, right? Not focusing on the material things that we have, but if you have some good friends, if you can get together and laugh, the joy of eating a good slice of sweet potato pie or a good cake, right? How good it tastes, and not always be necessarily worried about the calories. That doesn't mean we don't take care of our bodies. I'm saying, but every now and then, you ought to be able to enjoy something good. The fact that you have what our ancestors used to say, a reasonable portion of health and strength. Readjust your perspective. See things the way God sees them and sees you. God is constantly and consistently loving and kind to us and giving us the opportunity to restart, begin again, to enjoy life, right? Have a shifting perspective on life instead of not how much you don't have, but what you do have, right? Refocus. That will remind you that you do have a reason to hope. And I know this can be a challenging season. Some of us deal with seasonal affective disorder. We may get depressed. We may be frustrated, depending on where you live in the earth. If you're on the East Coast and it's cold and it's getting a little dreary. The days are much shorter. We may have to try a little bit harder. We may have to focus on making sure we are giving ourselves and our bodies time to rest, recharge, eat well, to nurture ourselves, right? Spend more time in stillness and in prayer and in worship, right? This is the season for stillness and comfort. So slip into it, allow yourself to embrace this season and refocus. Um, and if you feel like you need to go to therapy or be in a support group or journal to deal with any feelings of heaviness or remembrance of the loss of loved ones who may not be with you, or the loss of dreams and things changing, um, then allow yourself to feel that, get the support and help that you need, and be patient and kind with yourself. Refocus on wellness and well-being, and not what you don't have or you can't change, right? There are some things we cannot change, and we have to embrace that and only focus on the things that we can change and control, which is our perception and perspective about life. And then find a way to renew. Use this season to renew friendships, to renew relationships with yourself, renew your promises that you've made to yourself in this season. Um, just begin to refresh yourself and cause yourself to have a new outlook. Find a book to read, or come outside of your comfort zone and go do some things that will bring some joy to you. So hold on to your hope. Let's take a moment and just breathe in and release and exhale, because sometimes we just need to get still and breathe and renew our minds, hearts, and bodies by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, to reflect on the goodness and the good in the world, because there is goodness and good in the world, that there is light even in the midst of perceived overwhelming darkness. Take a deep breath in and exhale, and just remind yourself that there is still the ability to hope. Take a deep breath in and release it, and remind yourself that you are loved, that you are valuable, that you are important, and that your feelings are valid and you matter. Take another deep breath in and exhale, and remind yourself that you may not be able to control everything, but you can control how you choose to see a situation, how you choose to have a perspective that is positive, that you choose to refocus not on the negative. You may have to stay off of social media for a minute, or not as much, and not follow certain things or watch the news. Allow yourself to feed yourself with some joy. Listen to some Christmas music, watch some Christmas movies. As corny or sappy as you may think they are, they will have an effect on how you are responding to life in this moment, and allow you to count your blessings. Think about the things that you have and is blessing you. Take a deep breath in and release it. Another deep breath in and release it. And allow stress not to overwhelm you or overtake you. And just renew your thoughts and your perspective towards hoping for the brand new, even before the year's out, even before we hit a new year. What do you want to see new within you? What can you renew? What practices and rituals can you implement in this season of Advent, this holiday season, that will allow you to hold on to your hope, to believe that the best possible life you can live is still yet to come, even if you've had to make adjustments and change and shift and pivot. Guess what? Life is still worth the living as you allow yourself to renew your hope. Hold on to your hope, even if it doesn't look like you thought it was going to look. Guess what? Creative power is in you. What you think, what you say will determine the quality of your life. And I am inviting you, just like I'm talking to myself, to renew what I believe is possible for me. And I want my inner woman to be strengthened through hope. That what we call, let's look it up again, that wholehearted evidence based conviction. Evidence based meaning I have evidence that things can change, that God can make a way, that God is the lifter of my head because God's done it before. God will do it again. And every new morning we see and the mercies that we have, that's evidence that God can make the future better than the past or even the present. So let's hold on to our hope. Take a deep breath in and release. And our wholehearted belief for us is that God is still working even when we can't see it, and that the best is still yet to come. So I'm going to hold on to my hope that tomorrow can still hold the things that I thought impossible becoming possible. Thank you for watching these few moments of doing this midweek midlife meditation. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on next week as we take some time to focus and get still in this season of Advent so that we can stay grounded in our hope. Thanks. Talk to you soon and see you soon. Bye. Share some hope with somebody else today.